Hey guys, okay, I'm back with an update on the truck. Build's going really good. Painted the frame green, reassembled it, and then put all my electronics in, put some body posts in, mounted my front bumper. Well, my front bumper was already drilled and mounted and whatnot, just remounted it. Everything I fabbed up just without paint, and then tear it all down and then paint your frame and stuff, and try and wait for it to dry before you reassemble so you don't get fingerprints all over everything. I used a fast dry paint on this. The coat turned out terrible, but it's fine for what I'm using it for. Like, it's just a little, mud truck, scale truck. So I'm really happy with how the build turned out. This thing's awesome. It's got the right amount of articulation. It drives good. I'm gonna post some videos on it driving around a little bit. I'll do a little montage at the end of this of some pictures of the build from start to finish, and it kind of touring around and doing a little bit of crawling and whatnot. It's weighted about the same as like in the same point as my other crawler, so it's a bit front end heavy, as it should be. It's not overly heavy. I can play with my battery and move it forward and back and whatnot. I've got lots of room for that. I've got room for my ESS1. I want to put an electronic sound system in the truck, so I've got room for that. Biggest thing is it's straightened out my pots. It's brought everything back to looking like a real truck. So it's straightened out all the trailing arms and everything, straightened out my pots. I lost maybe, I think I measured, the one has 80 mils of ground clearance in the center of the chassis, the stock chassis. Now I have about 65 mils of ground clearance, and I still have 30 mils at my pots, at the center of my pots. So it didn't change, changing the angle of them, didn't change the ground clearance at the pots, so that's good. I think it's still going to crawl really good. It won't have the crawling ability like over extreme terrain that the crawler has, of course, but again, this was to scale the truck out and build it much more closer to scale. With the body on, this thing looks awesome. So I'm going to cut quickly and throw the body on. Actually, I'll do a walk around and show you guys the truck first, and then we'll put the body on and you can see how it looks. Really happy that there's no wires in the suspension, or everything's very clean. All the wires are tucked up in the body. The only wire I had to contend with was the servo wire, so I just wrapped it in some sheathing, wire sheathing, and tire upped it. So gives it kind of that realistic look. Alright guys, and here it is with the body on the truck. I'm really happy with the way the body turned out. Like, it took me a lot of planning to figure out where I'm going to mount it. It'll probably come back about an inch, and I would say come down an inch from the way it was mounted originally. I'm going to post a before and after picture on that. I'm really happy with how the truck turned out. It looks beefy, it looks proper. The scale of it looks right. It looks like it's a 12-inch lift sitting on 44, so I'm happy. Yeah, it's a good looking truck. Body mounting is complete, so now all that's left to do is run it. Hey guys, so before I ended this, I just wanted to show you both trucks side by side. I happen to have a stock AX10 Scorpion. It's not a comp, but it's very, very close to what a comp would be. This started its life as an AX10 comp, Scorpion comp. So this is essentially exactly what the truck looked like before I started modding it at all, other than lime green instead of orange. And right down to the original rims and tires and everything. So this is a stock form truck. This is my full scale build. So I want to show you the difference in articulation between them. This truck has still a few inches of articulation. Its tip over point's probably about here. Now this guy's still got its full articulation. Getting up to a good, I don't know, it looks like 70 degrees. If you let the suspension settle, you can get even more. So the articulation point between them, the difference is pretty huge. Also the ground clearance at the bottom of them looks quite a bit different now. So the way they sit is a bit different. Wheelbase wise, they sit a bit the same. This one actually sits a little bit wider just because of the wheels and tires I have on it. And but they both have the same length wheelbase, and as it turned out, like this one I thought would get shorter just the way I was changing the angle and everything, but it didn't. I'd also had to do quite a bit of spacing and whatnot on trailing arms and things in this to get everything to work. But anyways, so there's the two trucks side by side. Competition crawler turned scale truck. So this all started with just like an idea. Like it was, I was sitting at work at lunch and I started sketching this out. I come home, I started with some measurements. I know my shock towers are upside down from the way they turned out, but that's what I mean. This was an idea. Just it started out as a quick sketch and then turned into a full build in no time. So it shows you guys what you can do if you put your mind to it. Hopefully you guys can do some home built RCs, and I'd love to see some more out there. If you do any, definitely put it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe.